And the fucking asshole doctor was like, huh, I thought for sure you'd have diabetes.
Oh my God. Going to bust into it.
Oh,
it auto cut out.
did I howl too loud and it
You
just
howled too loud and it auto cut the howl.
Fucking Zoom is like, this guy's too annoying. We're cutting it out.
Werewolves in London.
Oh, dire wolves in London.
Dire wolves. Oh no.
I wanted to open up
with
the howl, even though I screwed it up because
that was good.
It always cuts out when I do it. But anyways, Jeff was like gonna tell me about Le Poisson Steve because I didn't know, and he's like, "Hey, what's this? We should talk about." Or he's like, "We should talk about this." I was like, "I don't know what it is." And I was like,
How
"I'll
do you
Google
not know
it."
what it is?
But then I was like, "Wait, I will not Google it. Jeff can tell me about it, and then that way you guys learn about it." And I'm gonna, for the first time in this podcast history, I am going to share my screen. Oh wait, can I even? Oh yeah.
Yes, you
I just have to make my window bigger.
There you go.
Okay, here we go.
Window bigger.
Sharing my screen. Did that work? Okay, wait.
Yep, there. I can see it. Let's do this.
I'm going to start playing.
Okay,
and then you can all learn what Le Poisson Steve is with me. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm so jazzed.
Wait, is this racist?
No.
Okay.
Not even, well, no.
That's like literally the thing. There's literally the only thing I don't want on the pod is racism.
It's not racist. It's not racist. It's about a fish. You're going to be fine.
Is it fishist?
It's fishist. No,
okay.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Steve, le Poisson Steve. Il est orange. Il a des bras et des jambes. Le Poisson Steve.
That's it?
Yeah. So this is.
It started again. It started again.
Oh no.
Dale failed. No. Dale's a boomer now. Okay. Stop sharing screen.
It started on TikTok and it was like, I was like, oh, this is cute. And it was just like last week on like Wednesday. When I saw it because I'm old and I saw it in Reels on Instagram, like after it was already popular on TikTok. And now it's exploded. You can't like open social media without seeing it.
But oh wait, maybe I did see that.
I saw it in Blue Sky. It's like a really, really quick clip of a really cute little French song about a fish with arms and legs, and he's orange, and then that's it. It's like literally this song. And then if you open Instagram and you search Le Poisson Steve in your Explore page, it's just billions of them. There's AI generated images. There's people drawing Poisson Steve. There's remixes of it. And it was like one of those things where like, oh, what a cute, adorable little song. And yep, that was quick. The internet ruined it. Instantly ruined it. Instantly ruined it.
They were just like, but let me be famous off this.
Yeah, there's like animations of Steve with like when he gets his legs, they're like sexy lady legs with fishnet stockings and high heels. And then there's like super muscle arms Steve, and then there's like knitted Steve, crocheted Steve, drawn Steve done in like Yu-Gi-Oh card style.
Oh,
Lego Steve. It's people dressing up as Steve and walking around town. Like it went from like cute,
you know what?
Cuddly song to just the internet fucking destroyed it.
Yeah.
So fast.
You know what it was?
What?
That's what I like to call, don't forget about me.
Yeah, right? It's don't forget about me. Hey, yeah, okay. I'm relevant. Look at how relevant I am.
Do we want to talk about the history of Le Poisson Steve?
I don't know what it is, so go for it.
Oh, because
I saw it on TikTok, and it's like this one dude.
Know your meme.
Okay, what does it say?
Okay, Origin. Wow, this is fresh.
It's fresh. That's
usually
that's the thing. It went from fresh to dead in like a day.
Yeah, because usually stuff like this pops up, but it's been on the internet for like 3 years, and then someone finds it and puts it out, and then it goes viral. But this was like on April 2nd, 2025, French animator Viggs, also known as Viggs, posted an animation of a two-legged orange fish named Steve, set to chiptune song in French. The song was composed by Tomomp 3. The video shown below garnered over 8.5 million views and 1.1 million likes on TikTok and 500,000 likes on Instagram in 1 week.
Yeah. And I was like, it's cute. It's an adorable thing. And now it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think because it's a chiptune, because it's so quick, because it's so simple, and because it's so catchy and lives in your head rent free, it just like, yeah, it was like, I was like, oh, what an adorable little song. And then it's everywhere and it's everyone like chiming in with it. And now I hate it. And I wish I didn't hate it.
Okay, sorry, I made a face.
That's okay.
But it's because I finished my yerba mate.
Ooh,
and nobody told me there was sand at the bottom.
Nice.
I just got a mouthful of yerba sand.
I don't think that's sand. It's gritty yerba paste.
Mm-hmm. I can never be like fucking artisanal drink guy. Well, I like lattes.
I can't do kombucha.
Oh, kombucha's good.
Oh, it tastes like fizzy snot. It's so gross.
I quit drinking it on the pod because it makes me burp too much.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But anyway,
probiotics.
Yeah, it's funny because yerba mate, it's like one of those drinks where they're like, don't boil the water, only heat it to 80 degrees.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm like, no. And then I just boiled it and then I put maple syrup in it anyway, just as a sweetener. I'm like, because for some reason, I'm like, pure maple syrup's not as bad for you because it's like naturally sourced sugar, so your body can digest it. That's what I think.
That's what you think. You have no scientific proof for this? Yeah.
I have no scientific proof.
Yeah, there's no basis for Dale's claim.
I feel like that's what I heard, but I don't know.
I don't know shit about sugar, so I'm just gonna.
But we don't actually have like granulated sugar in the house, so I just.
Oh, that's cool.
I use maple syrup, or honey for all my sweetening needs.
Did I ever tell you about this thing where like my wife and I have different opinions on what cinnamon toast should be?
You know, what are the different? Okay, tell me both opinions, and I'll tell you which one's right.
Okay, cool, good, thank you. Welcome to this part of the podcast where Dale tells me which is the actual correct thing.
This will decide who I'm friends with if you guys ever get divorced.
Oh my God, oh my God,
it's heavily weighted for you because women don't like it. No, just kidding.
So those are facts. I grew up.
Yeah.
We're we're cinnamon toast.
And you have a French last name. Wait.
It is. Sorry, cinnamon toast, not French toast. French
is cinnamon toast French?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
so anyway, cinnamon toast.
Pretend it is.
White bread, butter.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
White sugar.
Yeah. Good so far.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah,
that's all it is. That's cinnamon toast.
The only difference that I would have is you pre-mix the cinnamon with the white sugar and then put it on the butter.
That's brilliant. And I didn't think of that. You could even do it all in like, you could heat the butter, melt it, and then pour the cinnamon and sugar in it,
that's
wipe it onto the toast.
Okay, that's like artisanal chef area. Yeah. We're not going that far.
No. For me, you just like puff it on and it's in lumpy like clumps of cinnamon all over the place. And then you just get a spoonful of white sugar and you just sprinkle it on there. Sprinkle. Okay. Now
I gotta say you got a heavy lead.
Okay.
Unless my pants are wowed off of me, you're winning this.
They're not going to be wowed off. This is the thing. Okay. This is discriminatory because I was not as well off growing up as my wife was.
If she says cinnamon with no sugar, I'm going to freak out.
Cinnamon with brown sugar.
Oh.
So I like her style on that because like I do like brown sugar.
Brown sugar
a lot. Brown sugar is really good.
Point of specification.
Okay.
Is she talking golden sugar or brown sugar?
Brown sugar, like molasses-based brown sugar.
Brown sugar has molasses in it.
Yeah.
So I feel like the molasses might the cinnamon flavor because you're like heading into
what I'm talking about. Tones. This is what I'm talking about. It's a different flavor profile at that.
Yes, it is.
Right.
I'm still with you. I do love brown sugar.
You get me in the divorce. That's lucky.
I do love brown sugar. Yes.
I do. I love brown sugar too. And I've tried her version with brown sugar.
Yeah.
And it's great, but it's not what I grew up with, which is white sugar.
You know, the brown sugar with the butter could almost be like a caramelly flavor.
It's a thing, man. It's a completely different, like, I don't know how to stress this. They're two very different flavors.
I haven't tried it with the brown. Let's just talk about this for the whole podcast.
Sure. That is cool.
But I haven't had it with the brown sugar, but I feel like, tell me if this description makes sense. Okay. I feel like white sugar, cinnamon, butter, white toast, specifically that has like kind of like a sharp flavor. Whereas if you go like brown
it's
sugar.
gonna mellow it out a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna like dull the edges. And it would almost even be like, you know what? I will give one concession. If you take brown whole wheat bread and then you're just going with the brown town, like the brown motif.
Brown town? The brown, all the way brown.
Then since you're like got a different flavor, I could go with the brown sugar.
The brown sugar. Okay.
But not white bread, because I feel like the white bread and the brown sugar would kind of like
something like dark rye with that too.
Ooh,
like that
dark
rye with brown sugar. That would do it, right?
Or pumpernickel, dude.
Yeah. Something like a dark bread, a dark, like almost even bread.
You like let it dry out a bit too, so it's extra crispy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so it comes out of the toaster and it's just like that little bit of crisp when you bite into it.
You know what? You know how you're like you just said, like you were saying, melt the butter first, then mix everything. That would actually work better with the brown sugar.
It totally
then you could
would.
have
You're
like a cinnamon caramel drizzle.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, you know what would? You know what?
What?
Fucking brown sugar, cinnamon, or butter drip like melted together, drizzled over apple slices.
Man, that's beautiful.
That would be good.
I'm not even hungry because I just ate dinner a little bit ago, but like, man, that sounds delicious.
I would eat that if it didn't involve going to the store.
Dude, we're gonna have diabetes.
Oh, dude, like... I'm surprised I don't. Every time I go to the doctor, because like I had a leg infection a couple of years ago, and they're like, "Do you have diabetes?" And I was like, "They told me I didn't. Do you want to test me?" And then they're like, "Nah." I'm like, wait. If you ask me if I have diabetes, because it might affect how fast my leg is healing because of this infection.
Yeah.
Please test me.
Yeah.
And then they did, and I didn't. And they're like, and the fucking asshole doctor was like, "Huh, I thought for sure you'd have diabetes."
Oh my God. I love that when doctors are just like, they have no bedside manner whatsoever. Yeah.
You're like, on one hand, you're like,
you look like you have diabetes.
Yeah.
Fuck
you're like,
you.
You're like, look, my friends and us, we rip on each other. Yeah. But there's kind of like a,
you're not my friend, you're my doctor.
First. Like you don't just
you gotta warm me up a little.
Yeah. Plus I'm like
put the finger in. You gotta,
in the hospital listening to people talk to each other like they're in a coffee shop. So I'm just mad already. I'm not in the mood to be ripped on by the doctor.
Yeah. Huh, I would have thought you had diabetes. Hey, fuck you. I know. I have mirrors at home. I know what I look like, but that's rude.
Yeah, doctor. I know I'm fat. Yeah. I live in this skin. I'm the one who has to buy the clothes.
Aware. Yeah.
I'm the one who buys the clothes that go over this husk. I know how big it is.
Yeah. You look like a guy that should have diabetes.
Yeah. Hey. Oh.
Wow. What
I bet you have a small dick too.
Yeah. You look like the kind of guy that likes to I don't know. Fuck. I couldn't think of a slur. Yeah. That's it. I thought of about 15 of them, but none of them I could say out loud.
Yeah. It'd be funny if I was like, "Can you test me for diabetes?" And then since he's like a dickhead already, he'd be like, "Yeah, but we're drawing the blood from your dick."
How is that going to make any difference? My dick's not even fat. It's nice and skinny.
It's the only part of my body that's in shape.
It's because I work that muscle regularly.
It's because I do. That's how I do my bicep curls.
Yeah. I know you're not on Instagram, so I haven't sent you this meme, but there's this meme where this guy's like, "Yeah, I'm worried about tariffs. I'm worried that if I keep pulling my wiener, it's gonna tear. If I keep I screwed it.
Tearing off this wiener. Yeah. Tear off this wiener. Yeah.
I'm worried my wiener will tear if I keep tugging it.
Yeah, I do have Instagram. I just don't go on there. Oh, you just don't go on it.
Okay, all right.
Because it was like,
anyway, I fucked that up.
When I had my kid, I'd put a bunch of pictures up, and Andrew's like, "I don't think you should put pictures of the baby up." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a good point." Then I just stopped. And then like I did for a bit because I changed my profile to not private or to not public. But then I was like, I feel like people, and then they just like got a weird feeling about it. So I stopped doing it. Yeah. Every once in a while I will.
I stopped posting pictures of my son without his consent anymore. Right. Like, we posted a bunch of pictures when he was younger, and then I just sort of stopped posting as frequently. And now it's like, do you two mind if I post a picture? Like I did something the other day. This is a fun one for the podcast. It's AI. Yeah. So I was like, you know how you and I talked about AI last time on the podcast when we talked about the Studio Ghibli thing where like, you know, and one of my coworkers was like, "Oh yeah, like, you know, it's kind of cool. I've seen it. It looks really neat." So I took a picture of the three of us, people I work with, and I made it into one on ChatGPT. She's like, "Oh, God damn it! I didn't want my face on the internet, or I didn't want my face in AI." And I was like, I didn't even think about it.
Oh yeah,
right, about it like stealing our identities and doing that. So I felt really bad about that. So anyway,
well,
I felt horrible about doing that without asking about consent. So now I'm going to be ultra sensitive to.
hey, but if your face is on the internet, like if there's a picture of you on the internet,
dude,
it's in AI.
We're on YouTube, so we've been
Oh
fed
no,
into
we're
the
fuck
machine
whatever
already. Yeah,
I don't understand what AI is going to gain from this. What is AI going to like look like a guy who should
AI's
have
like,
diabetes?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you go on Chat GPT, it's
Yeah.
like, you look like a guy who should have diabetes. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Chat GPT.
You can steal my identity, but you'll probably get diabetes.
Yeah, you'll probably get diabetes. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that every picture that of a face on the internet is in AI.
Or like in some kind of like facial recognition program.
Facebook at least.
Dude,
because ChatGPT is Facebook, like, isn't
it? No, but I think the like, you know how you open your phone, right?
Yeah,
it's with your face.
Yeah,
and Apple has a very long EULA that no one reads, that definitely has a clause in there that says, hey, we're going to use your face for facial recognition software. It has facial recognition software built into it that's looking at your face every time you open your phone, every 6 seconds.
Even if you don't set it for facial recognition?
Yeah, it's still looking at your face when you're looking at it.
It's funny because you said EULA and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, user license.
End user license agreement, EULA. Yeah.
Oh, end user.
That's an EULA. That's what they're called.
What's end user as opposed to user?
You're the end user as opposed to like a programmer who builds software for it. So for example, like if you look at the smart guy over here.
Yeah, look at those big brains.
Big brain.
That's why they pushed all your hair out.
That's right. The brain's so big. I have I'm follicularly challenged. So there's like you can use a phone as not an end user because you can use it as a development tool for like building apps effectively. So people who have access to the API generally don't need to fill the EULA because they're building something for the software.
Cool.
Right. But we, as the person who has the phone at the end of the day that has all the apps on it, are the end user.
Does Android phones, do they do the?
Oh yeah, they all have that. Every phone has that. Yeah.
Like I've never turned on my facial recognition because I don't want to be like, I just like do the combo, the 4-button pin.
When my son was younger, he could open my wife's phone with his face because they kind of have similar facial features. So he could open her phone. And he and his cousin, when they were both younger, could open each other's phones with their face.
Oh, crazy.
It looked kind of the same. It was weird.
I've never done it. I wonder if I set mine, if Ruby could open mine.
Maybe.
Well, not so much because when she had a baby face, Ruby's my daughter. I probably should have said her name on the internet.
But it's too late. Yeah.
When her face, how's this? She looked more like me when she was fatter.
That looks like a kid with diabetes.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a baby. Fuck. Doctor sucks.
That baby's BMI is through the roof.
BMI, the most useless measurement in the
I'm obese by BMI.
Oh, dude, I'm obese by BMI, and I'm not even that big. Yeah,
just under tall.
I'm not even under tall. I'm actually tall.
Okay, talking about bodies.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Science, and let's talk about these dire wolves.
Oh yeah, what the hell, man? So okay, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't look up the article. I was just so I was gonna look up the article, then I didn't because I'm a terrible podcast host. I'm sorry, all you listeners. But what I'm gathering, what happened was they got they had some DNA for dire wolves on file, and it was like 7,000 years old, which you figure would have gone stale. But it's not like they just took that and then made dire wolves. They had to like get in there and like science shit with CRISPR. So these are genetically modified dire wolves.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that should even count as dire wolves, or if this is going to be like Jurassic Park where they just turn asexual and reproduce on their own, or what.
So this is going to burst your bubble a little bit, but I read an article yesterday, I think it was on the CBC, where they're not entirely sure if they were fully extinct.
Oh.
So the way they manipulated the genetics was in a way that they used. I can't remember exactly what they said. It was something to do with like the direwolf wasn't exactly extinct.
It just changed into gray wolves.
It just it was just like it was something like that. Like it was there. It's the genus still existed within the species, but it was like not. It's just not.
Oh, it was like dormant.
Pronounced. It's like dormant or something. Yeah. So like it was there all along. So this is the sheep thing when they cloned sheep. Like remember when they cloned sheep in the 90s, or they supposedly cloned
what was her name? Lucy or Dolly?
I can't remember. Sally.
I feel like
God, I don't remember. Anyways. It's kind of that same thing where they're like, no, you can't really prove that they did or didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's just sort of like you're taking the word of somebody who may or may not be a questionable science person.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the direwolves thing has to kind of have a bit of a pin in it and take it with a grain of salt. I don't think it was exactly like they were fully extinct or anything like that. So I think that's what the article is clarifying. It's like now that it's all over and now that all the science is out there and the paper's available, it's like, oh, it's not, they weren't actually raised from the dead. And it's not quite a dire wolf. It's basically just a species of wolf that kind of already existed.
Yeah, so it's just like because dire wolves, like
I hate to burst your bubble.
If they went extinct, they turned into gray wolves. So maybe they just took gray wolves. So maybe these are just like bigger genetically modified gray wolves who are white.
Yeah, that are white.
Because the cubs were white.
Yeah, exactly. So watch the cubs grow and see if they turn gray.
Yeah, dude. Just all I want is to like a sound sample of them howling.
Oh yeah, like
when they're full
scream howling when they're like super werewolfy.
Oh, dude, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, it's not crazy.
Well, I am here.
The sound, the literal sound is it's literally crazy how some birds sound and somehow some monkeys. Because like my kid, every once in a while, I'll be like, "Hey, you want to hear a bird sound?" So I started this because of like chickadees and like red-winged blackbirds and stuff. But then there's this thing called like a bellbird and a peahaw. And maybe I'll put the sounds in.
Yeah, later on
to hear. Like I'll let it, if I remember. Sorry if I don't. But the fucking bellbird is crazy. It sounds like Star Trek sounds from 1970.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's where they got the sound because that's what this bird sounds like. But it just sounds like a computer in space. It's so fucking weird. Like you got to hear the bellbird. It's like, and the bellbird and the peahaw, and then like a howler monkey sounds like a death metal, and then like gibbons. Yeah. So anyways, those all sound crazy.
We were my son and I were up in Mission today.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite bird sounds in the world is the ravens. So there are tons of ravens up there, and they scream like a baby.
Oh, weird.
So like it sounds like a human being. So like you know how the First Nations people all have legends about the raven and stuff, and like of course the our boy Edgar Allan Poe has his story about the ravens. The ravens, they caw like a crow a bit, and then when they're talking to each other they scream and it sounds like a baby screaming.
Oh, crazy.
And it's like you want to like you have there's this weird like overwhelming urge to go help them.
Oh, crazy.
Because like it sounds like a baby crying and you want to go like run into the forest and see if you can help them, and it's a bit creepy. Like there's a weird like parental instinct for me to want to go do that.
Forever ago, me and Derek were talking about this crow that could talk, and I found a video, and there was like a crow that said hello, and that was like at the beginning of this podcast for like a while.
Yeah.
And then I was transferring files and I deleted it, and then I was like, it's time to move on. But anyway, so it's like hearing crows talk is creepy.
And like speaking of creepy crows, I was like not watching TV, but I was like, the TV was on while I was like scrolling through my phone.
Story of my life,
right?
How millennial of you, Jeff.
I know. And a story came on the it was like one of those like spooky science shows.
Oh, dude.
And you have to look this up, and this is more of a Dale Show thing and less of an Outrage Factory thing. But in Surrey in like 2015 or something, I don't know if you remember when this happened, there was like a glitch in the Matrix where there was a crow just hanging in the air.
Oh, I seem to remember.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I didn't remember it happening in Surrey, but I saw a video of like a gray bird on the internet being like, "This is crazy."
Yeah, it was like, and people stopped and they were recording it, and it was just like floating in the air.
Was it moving,
like not moving its arms, not moving its wings, just floating in the air?
Weird.
Yeah, and you watch the video, it's freaking crazy.
I wonder if it like caught a current or something, or if
Well,
like
that's
the Matrix actually stopped.
yeah, that's so that was the whole thing. Is the whole thing about the spooky side thing was there a glitch in the Matrix and did the bird
Yeah.
just stop, right? And they showed the video like, I don't know, 12 or 13 times, and I was like, this is nuts. And then I watched on the internet the original footage of the guy that got out of his car and filmed it.
Yeah.
And they like when he goes to film it, he looks up and there's like other people around there also filming it from different angles, and this bird's just hovering in the air.
Oh, crazy.
Like just its wings are out and it's just sitting there floating. It's not moving at all.
Crazy.
Just hanging in the sky.
Yeah.
There's
Welcome
not
to
like
Bird Rage Factory.
Yeah, there's not
I was gonna say that's like
no trees or power lines or anything. It's just a bird just hanging out in the sky. It's super weird.
Like albatrosses, for whatever, I think they could fly for like hundreds of hours or something, because they just glide like they just stick their arms like that, and then they just ride the currents and stuff. It's fucking nuts.
Bird Rage Factory. Speaking of flying, what do you make of this whole Blue Origin
Katy Perry, I was like
flying around thing?
It's funny because the first
one
time I heard
step
of it,
for rich people, one step backwards for feminism.
The first time I heard of it was people making fun of Katy Perry for when she got off. She like kissed the ground, and everybody's like,
"You were in space for 10 seconds."
And it's like everybody's like, "That's a bit much," and I'm like, "It's Katy Perry, guys.
It's Katy Perry. She is a bit
fuck
much.
off." She's still
shark, baby.
An angel. I don't care if she has Illuminati ties. I don't care if she's like a cultist. She's still.
I don't like her. I don't like her.
You don't? No. Of the like pop stars that are female, she's my favorite.
I don't like her. I don't like her.
Who do you like better, Jeff? Taylor Swift?
No, definitely I don't care about Taylor Swift. I'm indifferent to Taylor Swift. We're gonna lose the 3 followers we have for me saying that about T Swift.
Taylor Swift to me just sounds like Pink.
I can't. I heard a Chapel Roan song for the first time the other day.
Oh yeah, Chapel Roan. I don't know if she counts as pop because she's kind of like that weird indie synth. She reminds me of
I like that. That was okay.
She reminds me of a muted version of Marina and the Diamonds from 10 years ago. Chapel Roan is good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
I'll allow it.
You'll allow that. Let me go. Okay.
Yeah,
I already scored a point with the cinnamon toast, so you're gonna let me slide on this.
Yes, exactly.
I appreciate that. Okay.
So like then this Origin Blue thing, and then I was like, Katy Perry went to space, and then it was like,
and like Jeff Bezos' wife.
Yeah, and Jeff Bezos' wife and Gail from. Sorry, hold on. I'm just gonna pull it up.
I don't know the story all that much. I just know that
Katy Perry went to get the names.
Everybody's mad about it.
Yeah, so I don't. Why are you mad? They went to space. Whatever. They're fucking rich people. They have all this money.
I don't know who Laura Sanchez is. Laura Sanchez, is that Jeff Bezos' wife?
I don't know. I'm looking for the name. Pop star Katy Perry talked about the unity of the 6 women on the journey, and also explained that she took a daisy into space for her daughter, who is called Daisy. Cool, Katy Perry. Lauren Sanchez, fiance of Blue Origin owner Jeff Bezos, says she had the feeling that the Earth is profound and we need to protect this planet. Broadcaster Gayle King, that's isn't that Oprah's friend, Gayle King?
I don't know.
Says she walked out after the trip thinking she could do anything. Wow. That's probably more your billions of dollars than going to space.
Yeah, like you could have done anything before you went to space, right?
Also, on board the 11-minute flight were civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, and film producer Carrie Ann Flynn. So at least there's like a
good cross section of ladies going.
Yeah, there's like I don't know how to say this, but there's bona fides on this flight. It's not just like dumb rich chicks. And I'm not saying they're dumb because they're women. I'm just saying they're dumb because people with money are dumb because I don't have money and I hate them.
Well, and there's
pure jealousy.
Like whole other side of the coin where it's like the rich people are practicing going to space because they're fucking up Earth. So maybe that's why they're like, let's go check it out and see if we can do it. Like, this was cool. We can totally go live in space. We have so much money.
Oh, the one thing I wanted to talk about this, right, is because they're like the first all-female flight, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay. And they're like, that's a big deal. And you're like, why is it a big deal that it's all women? And then it's like the answer to why it's a big deal is almost misogynistic because the fact that it's all women is supposed to be a big deal. And you're like, why is that a big deal? And it's like, the only reason that would be a big deal is because you don't expect women to be able to do it.
Oh,
Also,
yeah, I guess that's kind of weird. Yeah.
so it's kind of like,
women have already been to space.
yeah,
I don't know why this is like such a thing that people are.
You want to hear the biggest
There's
anticlimactic
women astronauts. I'm sure there's been women astronauts.
There was a chick
Didn't one
on
of them-
fucking Elon Musk just rescued one off the space station.
Right.
But the first 6 women boarded or Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket, marking the first all-female flight since, guess the date.
2022.
Nope.
I don't know.
Older. 1963.
No.
So they had an
there
all-female
already was
flight
one.
in 1963. That's
Okay.
62 years ago. And they
Right.
hadn't had one in between because they already did the first all-female one, and then
Right.
nobody cared.
So enough time has gone past into the conscious memory where no one remembers that, and so now this is a big deal.
Oh wait, it's a loophole. Do you want to know why it was an all-female?
I do want to know why.
Because it was only one cosmonaut, Valentina Tereshkova, and she orbited Earth 48 times on a solo mission lasting 3 days. Okay,
Wow.
it's kind of a
Not
big
bad.
deal, I guess.
That's
Sorry,
a huge
guys.
Deal. That's way longer than 11 seconds in space.
Was that it was 11 minutes, by the way.
Oh, sorry, 11
Was
minutes,
was that misogynistic of me?
I don't know, probably.
Did I
wasn't really
fail?
listening. You probably
Is this like when I referred to vaginas as clams?
Oh boy, here we go. I think for me, the it's a tough one because like there are so many other things that you could like when you break down the cost of what it would cost them all to go to space, like what could they do on Earth to make feminism to like further feminism or like further women's rights or further things. Like there's so much other stuff they could do with that money than go to fucking space for 11 minutes.
Sorry, I'm just reading through to see if they say how much it costs and who paid for it.
I'll old man rant it right here.
Guess what? They don't say how much it costs and they don't say who paid for it.
Yeah, but it was going to be expensive.
You know what they do say about it, Jeff?
What's that?
The conspirasphere.
Uh-oh.
It was faked.
Oh, I actually did read that.
Fake news.
The problem with this whole thing is
pretending to be real news.
It's like it's just to distract you for some other horrible shit that's happening. That's the usual suspect for news at this point in time.
Oh, but did you see any pictures or anything of it?
I didn't even know it happened until after it happened.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, because there's like a picture of all 6 of them standing in front of the capsule that came back to Earth, and it doesn't look like a capsule that could go to space because the glass on it looks like sheet glass. Like it doesn't even look like double paned windows.
Right. Weird. Oh yeah. No, I think I saw like a brief clip of it on Instagram or on Blue Sky or something where they're kind of bouncing and they're trying to take a selfie of each other.
Yeah.
But it looks like the daytime. Which I guess it can look like the day in space. I don't know. I've never been. How am I supposed to know?
And the best thing was that, like, I saw a video of it landing, and as the people were walking up to get up to it, they opened the door from the inside, and then someone leans in and says something, and then they close it, and then they open it.
PR person or something? I don't know. That's weird.
I think it was just like the newscaster who was like, "Hey, we got the whatever," but I think it was like because they meant to like cut off the footage before that, but like the capsule, I'll put a picture in here so you can see how dumb and fake it looks. I just tried to download it, but it just was a WebB file and I got to deal with it later. But like you could see like the penis shape because like Blue Origin rockets look like penises because they have like the head is bigger or whatever. Yeah, but you could see through one window into it and out the other window out of it, and it's not like distorted at all, so it's not thick glass.
It's funny, man.
It's not curved at all.
I'm looking at the pod and it looks like something that you would get at like a glamping site.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're like, I stayed in a yurt. It looks like that. Doesn't it look like that? It totally looks like a yurt. And like I don't see like it doesn't look like a yurt. I'm sorry. I apologize to my Mongolian listeners. It doesn't look like a yurt. That's insulting to yurts. It's an incredibly it looks like an inflatable tent.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Oh wait, here I'm gonna share.
And it's the tip. It's the tip. They sprung out of the tip.
You know what? I'm gonna do, since we're doing share screen. I'm gonna do it right now, and I'm gonna show you the video that says it's fake. Hopefully this shows up. Oh, you said you couldn't hear it last time,
I couldn't
right?
hear it, but that's okay. Maybe the audience can hear it. I have no idea. I don't. You control the settings. I have no.
Hopefully that they can. Okay, can you see my screen?
It says Dale DeRuiter has started screen sharing.
Okay, there.
Yes, I can see it. Why are they shushing? Why are their faces all? Look at that person's like jimmying it open with a.
You know, I'm just gonna turn the sound off on that because it was like I couldn't hear what Jeff was saying.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm just gonna go back on the video and then we'll watch it again. Okay. So here, like, there's a video pointing to here, and see how the door just opened from the inside.
Open. Yeah.
And then that person just goes up, is like, "Hey, close it. We're gonna open it." And then he has to go get a tool, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm trying to." And then he just like busts open. Like he's like, "I'm actually doing something with this tool." Ha. And then the door just falls open, and he's like, "Oh, I opened it." Ha.
And I gotta say, man, the way that door opened,
yeah,
didn't look like it would be secure enough to make a re-entry flight through the atmosphere.
Oh no, definitely not. So that was.
I see your point. It looks like a glamping unit.
Yeah. Do you know what the best thing about this whole share screen thing is?
What?
Now I don't have to edit that video in.
Oh, sick. You don't have to do that. You do have to put in the birds.
Well, yeah, I do have to do all the bird calls.
Yeah.
And make sure the sound was from that other thing. And then I guess I
don't
even have to put a picture of the capsule because you just saw what it looked like.
You just saw what it looked like.
I wonder if the only thing I'm worried about is if sharing shit gets me like a copyright ding on
YouTube. Well, I think you're gonna be okay with Poisson Steve because it's fucking everywhere.
Poisson Steve.
And then the other part wasn't long enough. Like, isn't there like a rule? I don't know the exact rules.
Oh God, I don't know.
It's 7 seconds. Or something. You can play 7 seconds of footage without getting dinged.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find out. Like, I mean,
it was music. I can't remember.
I've already had 2 videos taken off because of COVID shit.
Oh yeah,
which is annoying.
Don't say it. Don't say it. It's gonna make it worse.
Are we allowed to talk about it yet?
I don't remember.
Even the New York Times said it was escape from the lab.
This is never gonna air. This is never gonna air.
I was gonna get taken off for that, for the cover up of the Blue Origin flight anyway.
There we go. Yeah, totally. All right, we got a few minutes left. What else we got to talk about?
Let me see.
I got a hard out at 9. A hard out. I love that. I love that when people say that to me. I've got a hard out at 3 because I have a boner.
Oh, I just wanted to mention Luigi because we had an episode about Luigi Mangione. Only because I wanted to say that. They want to give him the death penalty.
Oh yeah, so I heard about that. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, the prosecutors want to go for the death penalty, but this is a good thing and a bad thing for Luigi fans, because if you think about it, because he's supposed to go before a jury and everybody's all like, fuck United Health. Oh, also remind me to tell you something about United Health after this.
Okay.
So if you're going, like, this is just my speculation. This isn't actually like fucking lawyer theory or law theory or anything, but I feel like if you have a jury of your peers and you have sex beast Luigi Mangione, and you're like, if you guys say he's guilty, he's gonna die. They'll be like, well, maybe we'll be more reluctant to say he's guilty. So it might be easier for him to get off if it's a death penalty.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. That actually makes sense.
Because if they were just going to charge him with like manslaughter, like he got angry and then he killed him. Because if you think about it,
potentially go to jail for a really long time. Whereas he could be found, innocent or not.
Because if he did it, allegedly did it, let's just say he did it. We'll get sued. Whatever. This video's been taken off for 3 different reasons.
Yeah,
it was definitely premeditated.
Yeah,
because he knew the guy's like.
So then manslaughter wouldn't even be on the table.
No, so like I get why they want to go for death penalty,
right?
Because it's first degree murder.
He did it. He went out. He killed somebody on purpose.
And then
it was in New York where it took place.
New York, yeah.
And New York has a death penalty.
I don't know. I gotta look up why they're doing it because I don't know if he got charged somewhere else or whatever. But it's like it's also like extra first degree murder because there's like this thing where it's like if you
First
plan,
A.
like first degree murders, like you plan to kill someone and you
Yeah.
did it on purpose. Manslaughter is just like you got angry and you're like, I
And
want
you
to kill
hurt,
that
you
guy.
killed somebody
Oh no,
in
wait,
the heat
that's
of
second
passion or
degree.
something. Yeah.
Manslaughter's like if I punch Jeff and he dies because my hand is from the gods. That's manslaughter. When you accidentally kill someone,
Yeah.
that's manslaughter. If me and Jeff were fighting and then I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, and then I kill him when I'm all
Then
heated,
that's third degree.
that's second degree.
A second degree. Okay.
First degree is like, I'm gonna kill Jeff, and then I plan it out.
And then you kill me. Yeah.
But there's like extenuating circumstances, like if I like plan to kill Jeff and then I went to the police, I'm like, I killed Jeff, I planned to, they're like, all right, that's first degree murder. But if I kill Jeff and then I evade the cops and I like go on the lam, then it like you get more jail time or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like more lawyer stuff
Extenuating
happens.
circumstances. Yeah, totally.
I don't know how it works. Not a lawyer, just a scientist.
Not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm very smart in the law.
Yeah, I'm a law scientist.
Well, I'm a mathemologist. We've covered that. I'm not a Scientologist, but I do know a few things about space.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I wanted to talk about United Health.
Okay.
So
yes,
United Health.
Oh, it's for me to remind you to talk about United Health.
Okay.
Go.
This is me talking about United Health. In the first quarter of 2025, their shares went down, or their stock price went down 20%.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why?
Do tell.
Too many people use their or their health insurance.
Oh, here we go.
So United Health, the guy who got murdered because they had like a 33% higher denial rate than any other one, their company, once people started using health insurance like you're supposed to, they lost a whole bunch of money, and then everybody like dumped the stocks.
Yeah.
Like these people are just fucking evil.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, oh, it's just so annoying. Like, yeah, it's so annoying because it's like you have Trump and Elon just being fucking crazy and doing dumb shit. But then it's just like pointing out all the weaknesses in society.
Oh,
like this whole tariffs thing, like they're like, yeah, it's gonna fuck everything over. But it's like, yo, everything was getting made in China.
Yeah.
And then during the pandemic, we had a supply chain disruption and everything like got fucked, and then they just never fixed anything. They're like, we'll just go back.
Yeah, so I have a couple of friends that work in supply chain, like that's their job, like for major companies. And they're like, the gist of it is they laid everybody off during COVID.
Yeah,
they stopped shipping stuff. The shipping costs went sky high because the shippers decided they were going to make more money off of this.
Yeah, less volume, more price,
and they never hired anybody back.
Yeah,
so nothing ever got fixed. In fact, there's less people doing more work now in shipping and logistics than there was pre-pandemic.
Yeah,
and the prices have gone up, but not because the prices have gone up for shipping, but they haven't replaced the people with anything. So somebody somewhere is making a shit pile of money.
Oh yeah, that's the problem.
Not hiring anyone back to like help alleviate the issue.
And like the thing with the like deportations and stuff, like all these ranchers are like, we don't have workers. It's like, wait, all of the fucking ranchers had half of their staff was illegal aliens, and that didn't seem like a problem. Nobody was like, this could actually like
backfire on us.
If the laws were enforced, we couldn't operate. Maybe that's a bad business model. Maybe you should change some things.
Totally. So it's like, it's kind of terrifying to watch the implosion happen.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's fucked because it's like all of the implosions are happening at once, like the deportations, the like fraud stuff with USAID, and then the fucking like Doge trying to like cut back on all the spending and stuff, which is bad. And they're cutting stuff that they shouldn't be, but there's also all this random shit that you're like, wait, what the fuck?
And it just keeps uncovering more and more stuff.
And it's basically like, it's like everybody was like, whoa. We were expecting 1 or 2 band-aids. We weren't expecting for full societal collapse.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, if you make nothing in your country and you want to bring manufacturing back, you don't tariff the shit out of the things people need that aren't being made. You start by putting money into the operations to like rebuild the manufacturing sector.
Exactly. And you build a time machine and you
build a time machine and you go back to 1942 or 45 or 46, just after the war, and you fucking rebuild this country properly.
Or like you go back to the 80s when they started offshoring all the manufacturing to make money. I can
get this done cheaper in China.
Yeah. Like, oh, nothing bad could ever happen. And then it's like a short-term solution turned into like a 50-year solution. And then they're like, oops.
So oops. And it's easy to see the things that are completely fucked with all this, like economy wise. I'm going to use motorcycles because that's my frame of reference.
Do it. Right?
But like,
and they're sexy.
The American made parts for motorcycles. So I'm going to use the bolts. I'm going to use bolts, like threaded nuts and bolts.
I know what bolts are.
I'm going right down to nuts and bolts. If you buy ARP, American Racing Products, they make bolts in the USA. They're cut properly. They're like tolerances are perfect. They have 12-point heads on them. You buy an ARP, a single stainless steel, properly cut bolt made in America. Like let's call it a 5/8 bolt. It's common size, right? Yeah. They're like $20 Canadian to buy one
each.
Yeah, per bolt. Ooh. Right?
Yeah,
I know. $20 a bolt. Like there's something like $14.95 US. They're $20 Canadian to buy them.
Damn.
Right? And
that's
you can get
sexy bolt.
Yeah, but you can get Chinese same bolt for $20, like 100 count bag of them, right? Like,
no, there's a reason. There's a reason it's all being made in China.
And people don't want to pay for a better bolt, but then you have to look at the economy. I'm butchering this probably. We have to look at the economy scale. If you want all those American bolts being made in America, people need fucking money to buy those bolts. Yeah, so you have to pay them properly to buy them, right? And that's like the simplest thing, right? Imagine like how much a toaster would cost to make.
Oh yeah,
like and things the thing you use every day.
It's like if there wasn't if this was a slow changeover, the company that makes those American bolts could up production so they could buy more stock.
Right, exactly.
And the cost of production of these bolts would eventually go down.
Yeah,
it's just that they're like, whoa, we have like one machine that does this. So it's super expensive.
Yeah. Right. And it's like, and there's a person on that machine that has to make that bolt. That person needs to be able to feed themselves. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So like it all comes down to that whole thing. Right. Like, So those bolts are great. And ARP is not hurting. They do just fine. I'm sure the markup is good.
$14 a bolt. I'm sure they're okay.
It's not even that. It's the cost of production, right?
Yeah,
so like
true.
the bolt maybe is what, $2 or $3, but they have overhead. They have to house them and ship them and keep them. And they have videos of where they show the guy cutting the threads. Right. And the Chinese bolts, you get them and you get a whole 100 count bag of them. The heads tear off and they round out and the threads don't fit right. They they jostle in. They don't have the right friction fit. They're
definitely not as noise. That's like I'm a welder and stuff. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But if this is your first episode, I work in a shop. I'm a welder. And once in a while, people will be like, "Hey Dale, how much would it charge to build this or that, like a shelf or something?" I'm like, "Just go buy one from Walmart."
Yeah.
Or just go buy a cheap one. And they're like, "What? Why? Wouldn't it be cheaper to make it?" And be like, "It would be more expensive for me to buy the materials to make it than it would be to just buy the finished product."
Yeah, man. And this is like, this is what I find with stuff all the time. Like for my radio control car parts, for example, right? I lost a shock cup at the bottom that holds this. It's a bottom spring retainer for my shock thing today. You can't buy just one of them. I have to buy the whole shocks again.
Oh, damn.
Right. And it would be, and I'm like, maybe I can get them 3D printed or something, but then I have to find somebody to scan it, make a file, print it out, and it's going to be like $35, which is how much the shocks cost to replace all 4 of them. And it's like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense.
Is this going to be like real cars where you're going to have a park car that's an RC park car?
Yeah, that's what I have right now. It's like, it's
oh, you do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's made out of all kinds of junk.
That's awesome. Hilarious. Like you buy another one just to take the parts
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah, totally. Because it's just cheaper, right?
Oh,
It's
that's
just cheaper to
awesome.
do it. And I hate that method. I want to be able to build them myself, but I don't have a milling machine at my house that I can build. Like, I don't know how to lathe aluminum. I can't
Oh
do
my
it. It's
God.
not my thing, right?
Oh, dude, it's funny. At work, we have lathes and stuff.
Yeah.
And for a while, like the guy, he's retired now. He doesn't work there anymore. But like I've worked there like almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
And for the first 2 years, I'm like, show me how to use a lathe. Show me how to
Oh
use a
man, they're
lathe.
so
I
cool.
want to know how to use machining. And then
Yeah.
one day I like watched like 2 videos of dudes getting sucked into the lathe on like
Oh
YouTube.
yeah. Ripping
And
a
then
hand off. Totally.
I never want to use a lathe. That's it. I will
They're
never touch a
so
lathe.
they're so cool. So my
Oh
dad
my
has
God.
one. My dad has
Yeah.
one for woodworking, right? For like making table legs and shit, right? And they're
Yeah.
so cool. They're so cool. But like if you put the tool in, like the cutter at a
Yeah.
weird angle and whack, and it just goes flying, you could lose
Yeah.
your face. You could lose
I
your face.
used a wood lathe in grade 10
Yeah.
woodworking shop and I loved it. I made a couple bowls. Oh, and then there's that video online of a guy using a wood lathe and the whole thing just like he's making a bowl like it's
Yeah.
like a chunk this big. It's just like pap right
Yeah.
in the face.
Right in the
But
right
he's
in the
wearing
mouth.
like a face shield.
Yeah.
So at least it didn't like explode it. But the video stops there. So I'm like, yeah.
I remember making using a lathe to cut a piece in like auto shop in high school like a
Yeah.
million years ago, and it was so rad and I was so afraid of it. But the way the teacher had it set up was like the piece of metal was in the chuck
Mhm.
and the cutter was like on a like you wound the cutter into the metal piece and like did
Yeah.
it really slowly and you kind of go into it nicely. And I milled and machined and like made a piece on the lathe and it was so cool. And I haven't done it since. And I wish I could.
Yeah, I haven't used a metal lathe. I've used the wood lathe like I
Yeah.
previously mentioned, but there's also pipe threading machines
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like a lathe, but it turns it super slow. And then
Yeah.
it's like you said, where it just goes on and the die goes on and cuts the
Exactly.
threads in.
Yeah, it's very safe,
And
right?
it's like super satisfying to do.
Oh, it's so
And
cool.
it's like it's not like high octane shit because it's so slow, but just like
Yeah.
something cutting it in, you're like, yeah.
So I have like thread cutters because I need them for motorcycle stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Because like if a bolt goes in weird or like sometimes it gets rusty and you want to clean the hole out a little
Yeah.
bit. So I have like a T handle,
Like a tap.
a tap. Yeah, I have a tap.
Yeah.
So like I can make a tap and die set and it works out
Yeah.
well. So I can use that every once in a
Oh,
while.
I do
clean
that all the
threads and
time at work. It's so annoying.
yeah, it's super. I know it is annoying because like
Yeah.
you start cutting into it and you're like, am I doing this on the right angle or am I completely fucking this up?
Yeah.
Or how's it? Yeah.
And then it kind of like writes itself. It's
It writes
so
itself.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the only time I use those at work, so it's like the one that like cuts the threads for the bolt is the tap, and then the one that cuts on a bolt for the nut is the die.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'll take machines apart at work, and then I'll go to put the bolt back in, and it'll like get jammed up, and I'm like on like my impact driver.
Yeah.
And it won't go in, and then I'll pull it out, and the threads will be all mashed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe it was that bolt. They'll put another one in on the same thing, and I'll be like, God damn it! And then I'll have to like go get my tap, recut the threads because I fucking tried to ham fist a fucking bolt in and it didn't work.
You put it on an angle and it just chewed into
just
it.
Cross threads.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's usually shit in it because it's like old dirty machines. So
and like with motorcycles is all kinds of crap and like dirt and paint and oil and like just all kinds of garbage inside the thread. So you got to cut them out every once in a while.
Yeah.
Welcome to Man Rage Factory.
Oh yeah.
Are we talking about manly stuff?
So funny because it's like I've been like working as a welder for like 13 years, and every time I talk about it, I feel like a fraud. I'm like, yeah, I do man stuff, but I can't really explain it.
Really? Because you look like a guy that has diabetes.
Oh, fuck. Let's end there. It's after 9, so we're not topping that. A great callback.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Until next time.
Stay angry
and get diabetes.
Get diabetes.